Welcome back. You're watching The Agenda here on SABC News. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Flo Letwaba. Gauteng Public Transport and Roads Infrastructure MEC Jacob Mamabolo is currently holding a briefing on the planned closure of Allandale Road towards Kyalami in Midrand. A section of the road has been deteriorating due to underlying underground water, posing a risk to road users. Let's take you there now live.
Property Development has also offered to undertake bulk earthworks at no cost to the taxpayer. In the case of rock blasting, chemical blasting will be explored as the preferred option. Should conventional rock blasting be required, the road will be closed for short periods outside peak hour. In this regard, proper and consistent communication will be undertaken by the parties. Considering the need for precautionary measures and risk mitigation for unforeseen circumstances, road closure for a considerable period of time still remains an option, and prompt communication will be activated, as we have already stated. Starting just on this Monday, 16th March 2020, the parties will immediately commence with the construction of the bypass whilst the road remains open to road users. We, however, wish to caution road users to fully cooperate with the process of road maintenance and rehabilitation. The contractor will work extra hours to complete the work expeditiously. The MEC has committed, and that's myself, I've committed to fast-track the resolution of all matters that have caused delays to the upgrade of the road into a dual carriageway over the years. And I will give parties feedback on progress made by the 30th of April 2020. The parties have welcomed this approach as a good model for government and the private sector to come together and resolve problems by bringing together resources, expertise, and goodwill to resolve challenges of this nature. We are confident that this will bring a sustainable and long-term solution to road users, the business community, and all users of this important artery. The parties have committed to consistent engagement and communication amongst themselves and other affected parties based on reliable, credible, and accurate information for the period of road maintenance or rehabilitation and the long-term solution of upgrading the road into a dual carriageway. So this agreement we will sign, and it will be signed by Mr. Nyoni here, Ham, and then of course Marsha is our acting HOD, head of department. And I would want you to allow us to just quickly sign this. I can't sign it as the MEC. It should be signed by the accounting officer and the parties that are here. And then I will make a few points, and then we take questions. Okay, Thea? We together? Okay. So we're going to sign 2 copies, and then we will give you your copy. So you sign first, and then you sign as well, and then we'll give them all to Marcia to sign, and then you swap. Okay. Yeah. You just need to sign this one for me as well. Marcia, bring that one of yours. Okay. You sign. Okay. So before we allow questions, I just want to say I'm really very much pleased that within a short space of time we could meet and have discussions about how to manage the formidable challenge ahead of us. And I really want to thank our consulting firm that we have appointed to support us for the manner in which they worked with Century Property Developments to put this agreement together. I also want to thank Century Property Developments first for contacting me and for making the offers that they've made. And I must say that when they contacted me yesterday and said, MEC, we think we have got a contribution to make, and they actually suggested the issues that were finally signed off, I was very much pleased. And I must say their proposal was so good that it was difficult to either ignore it or to simply put it aside. And I think the partnership we have built here, it's a very powerful one. It will be good practice and it will be good precedent, and it will actually help us to resolve all the problems that have affected the road over the years. And I really want to thank you. And from the bottom of my heart, sincere thanks to yourselves and to you that you could work together after I directed the parties to do that. And now we have got an agreement. And I think this is going to bring great relief to all of us. And I think it constitutes a very good win-win. And to that extent, I'm very much pleased that we could reach this point. This for me is groundbreaking, and I think it's very much unprecedented since I've been in this space that we could find this type of a conversation. It is normally in the taxi industry that I have very difficult discussions, but I think this facilitation from yesterday to today has really brought good results. And to the people, to the community, to the road users, we just want to plead with them that they cooperate with us for the benefit of all of us. So we can take questions, and thanks very much, Theo. We can leave it to you.
Thank you so much, MEC. Ladies and gentlemen, as we take questions, let me just advise that the bathrooms are just on your left as you exit the door. I forgot to just mention that. I would ask that we just mention the organization we come from. Of course, we mention our names as well, and then we can fire those questions. I will take the first round now. I see Nozi is itching to ask the first question. You are noted, and I've noted you as well. Let's take those three, MEC, and then with the assistance of the panel here, MEC will answer those questions. Let's start with you, Nozi.
Thank you so much. My name is Nozi Ndongimia from SABC TV News. To the panel, I have three questions. My first question is, how long will this process take realistically, with building the bypass and also then converting the carriageway to dual carriageway? And how much is the projected cost of this project? The final question, I think probably for the MEC, is what other roads are earmarked also for rehabilitation of Gauteng? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pomojo Manila. I'm from Pond, and I think my colleague covered my question about how long will it take to complete the bypass and then move on to the rehabilitation process.
Thanks so much.
Hi, from the ACN. I just wanted to find out how long has this problem been there for, that the ABC is going to be addressing, and also I just want to know how long will the motorists be affected for.
Thank you so much. Just to clarify, there are two processes, colleagues. There's one of permanent upgrades, which is the building of the dual carriageway, and then there's also the issue of the routine maintenance, which is addressing the water issue. So let's just separate them. It's two different projects. MEC, let me hand over to you to just clarify some of those questions that have been asked. How long will it take? What is the projected cost? What are some of the other roads that will be upgraded moving forward?
Yeah, I want to start with this one of the number of roads in Gauteng province that we will be upgrading. This is a very, very question that came last week when we were doing the post-OPA briefing, and I just want to clarify it again. So if you look at the State of the Province address by Honorable Premier David Makura, we have announced that in Gauteng we are going to look at 18 major roads that we are going to build to support economic development and growth in our province, because the road network is the backbone of the movement of goods and people for economic productivity, particularly by the labor force, and also for competitive price by commodities that move on the road. Fast, prompt, cost-effective. So this issue of the road network is quite critical to our province. I must also hasten to say that we have also identified the need to improve in the department our capacity to build roads, because we have experienced challenges in the past, and we are tending to that to make sure that the roads that we are going to build are built in the most cost-effective way within time and cost. There are about 25 connections in the province, which are not necessarily building new roads, but they're just points of high congestion, intersections. There's about 25 of them. We need to unlock them to further facilitate the cost-effective movement of and the productive movement of people and goods. So, in addition to that, we have got private property developers, like Century Property Development as an example, like Stain City, like River City. These are private property developers who have got their own roads that support their own developments. In Tshwane, we have got another one around Wonerpepuo. I think it's called Junction Rainbow. It's Rainbow Development, yes. So all these are amongst those that are in the hands of the private sector. They partner with us to build them and to support roads. So you are going to see us in the budget speech, and that I think will be, it's likely to be after April, if I'm in the legislature. We are going to list all these roads. The 18 we will be managing, the 25 intersections we are targeting, and the portfolio of roads we will be working with the private sector to develop. So that list will be published. We are also having an intention to convene the Provincial Road Construction Summit to brief our partners, to brief also our contractors and service providers about some of the new requirements that have come into road construction, how we want to work with them. So to that extent, I just want to say that there's more information coming, but 18 pre-announced, there are those of the private sector, and there are 25 road intersections that we will be looking at in the province.
All right, that's, of course, Gauteng Public Transport and Roads Infrastructure MEC, Mr. Jacob Mamabolo. They're giving us an update on the Allandale Road. There'll be a closure, of course, of the Allandale Road. That's from Monday, if I understood him correctly, that it will be closed from Monday onwards, and that updates will continuously be given to the public about what's happening there. So, of course, I can imagine that the traffic that people are already experiencing in that Midrand area will indeed increase, but it is for the better good in terms of the fact that they are planning to have a dual carriageway and that there will indeed be roadworks happening in that part of town. So please be aware that indeed from Monday there will be some road closures there. It is of course a safety reason. It's a precaution in terms of the fact that a section of that road had been deteriorating, and those of you who use it quite often would of course have realized that, and that was due to underlying underground water that was posing a risk to road users. So you can appreciate the fact that these urgent measures have indeed had to take place. All right, we're going to take a short break, and after the break we have a conversation with the mother of one of the repatriated students who have just arrived now from Wuhan in China. So we'll have that sit down.